Hi everyone, welcome to Me and My Golf. We're your coaches Andy and Pierce, and it is November, the first Impact Show of November, and the theme of the month is training aids. So Pierce, what do we have in store?
Well, we're actually working at the putter today, so we're actually going to be helping you with your green reading, your start direction, your putting stroke with these fantastic training aids. Let's take charge of your game.
Thank you for joining us here at the beautiful Asprey here on the putting green. Now, before we get into today's video, we have some exciting news. A brand new coaching plan is launching next week on Monday the 12th of November. Simple secrets to lower scores. It's an amazing 5-week plan that will help you save lots of shots out on the golf course. Strategy, course management, loads of content to help. And to celebrate this, we have an amazing giveaway, Pierce.
We do, because we're actually giving away the plan. So one lucky winner will win the plan, plus a full Adidas outfit with some tailor-made TP5s or TP5Xs, and also 3 tailor-made high-toe wedges. When you put all that together, how are they not going to lower the scores, Andy?
They are going to lower your
It's going to
scores.
happen.
So now today's video, look, training aid month, we've already mentioned it, November. We've selected lots of different training aids to help you over the course of the month. And today we're talking putting, probably an area that a lot of you guys don't focus that much on. But look, we've combined a few training aids that we think if you use these and you're consistent with them, you will definitely increase your chances of holding some more putts. Now, first of all, we're kicking it off with the putting plates and the spot-on laser from Eyeline. Now, the main two focus on this, Pierce, is really practicing your green reading and improving your start direction. Two really important parts that maybe golfers, let's say, overlook. Now, we've got a 20-foot putt here, Pierce.
Yeah.
Just talk us through, before you talk us through, we have a question, don't we, actually?
We do have a question, of course we do. We always love a question in the Impact Show, don't we? So, what is the average make percentage on tour from 20 feet? Now, do not research it. We want you to have an educated guess. You may know already. Post down below. We'll pin a winner when we hopefully get one.
If we don't, then we'll put the answer in.
Don't do the research. Actually, see if you can do an educated guess first.
Okay, so yeah, put the comments down below. Right, okay, so talk us through, Pierce, how we're going to use the putting plate and the laser to help us with these two things.
Well, I think the first thing is we could have done several things. We could have had several training aids for this. These are two of our favourites, though. So we've got the putting plates from Derek Uedo, who's a good friend of ours, and obviously we've got the Eyeline spot on. So what I've done on this 20-foot putt is I've stood behind, first of all, to figure out, is it left to right, is it right to left? What is the break approximately? Once I've got that, I go and put my spot on board in that area where I think it may be. So then I come back and again read the putt properly. Where do I think that line is for me? Where's that start line? And we're all a little bit different on how we do this, but where do I want that ball starting? So I'm looking at this and I've got the grey dot on the left. So straight away from there, I'll bend down, I'll get my laser, I'll get my putting plates, I'll get the laser running up the line, and I can see it's going in to that grey dot. Right in the middle of that grey dot on the left is where I want my line. So from there then, I peg it in, and then I have the 2 pegs at the front. Now, the golf ball will only just make it through that gap. So this is fantastic for start line. I've combined that with where I think my read is, and from there I'm going to get some information. And hopefully I wasn't miles out.
And this is the great thing about this. It's a feedback tool. You've chose your line. You're going to identify, A, is it a good line? But B, can you actually get it through those 2 T-pegs? And if you can, then obviously you can then sort of go from there and adjust if necessary. So Pierce is going to hit a couple of putts here.
I think my read was perfect and my start line's great. So we will carry on to the next training.
We will see.
Okay, so yeah, absolutely. So let's hit these putts and get that information. And it's really good because if you start hitting T-pegs or bad reads, you're going to know about it. Okay.
Let's evaluate this putt. So we can see that one there. Okay, so a good putt. I think anybody on the golf course there is going to be happy with that because it is a tap-in. Now, it's missed low right, but it didn't really go past the hole. So maybe a little short. If there was a little bit more pace to that, that would have actually gone in the hole there, Pierce. It sort of died off to the end.
So my checklist would be when I'm using this start line. Good.
Great.
Read. I think it's okay. If I base on the fact I've left it short, I think my read was actually going to be okay.
I think so.
So I think on this one, I've hit it a little bit harder. I'm getting myself feedback. So you can see straight away, that wasn't a bad effort. The read didn't look too bad. The start direction was good. Start direction's good on that one. And unfortunately, they've just had the greens done here at the Asprey, so you can see that was bobbling around a bit. It didn't take any break at all. But I would say, looking at this, if I've had 3 or 4 more goes at this, I'm going to see some very good answers to my questions that I'm asking. So if I'm hitting perfect pace where it's just going a little bit past, but I'm miles off, then my read is really bad.
Yeah.
If I'm hitting these two T-pegs either side, then my start line is really bad. So you'll get to find out trends in what makes you the putter you are today.
And I think the key thing when you're doing this sort of drill, you know, find that perfect line. So once you've got your line and you're 100% sure on that, then you can start to work at that sort of start line, ingraining that stroke so you're consistent with getting it starting on that line. And then have a little bit of a play around, moving it to a right to left, uphill, downhill, you know, experiment with different positions, check the line, and then work at your start line. Two great things to work on and two great systems here to give you some feedback.
Have a play with these as well, though. No?
I think you need them. So let's get into the next training aid, Pierce. What have we got here?
So we've got the Alignment Pro. Now this comes with a couple of alignment sticks. We've been using these for over a year now, and they are fantastic in what you can do. But what I've done with this Alignment Pro is, again, I've worked out the break. Okay, it's the same putt pretty much, so I'm working out the break. It's left to right. I'm not aiming so far left now. And with the hinges, we've done it at 90 degrees, and I've spiked it in the ground, and I now have this alignment rod obviously going on my start line, my start direction, yeah? Now, a good thing with this is, what I really like about this, if you're someone who likes to get the eye line over the ball, this is perfect because you put the golf ball on any of these little black notches. So you can put your golf ball underneath one of those black notches, and then from there, I can get my eyes perfectly over the golf ball. So I can see equal distance either side of that rod to the golf ball. Then when I put my putter behind, because I've got a big white line on my putter, now I can't see that line. So I know that my eye line is over the golf ball, and I really like that, so that's a good thing for me, and I'm sure a lot of people would like that as well. But this is the real trick when we're using this for putting. This is fantastic if you've got a real issue with your path of your stroke on your backswing, because you'll see it will come well inside here potentially. If I go outside, you will hit that on the way back. If you're inside on the way back and you swing through out, you're going to hit that stick on the way through, obviously. And again, obviously, you'll notice if you're coming well off that stick. So we're not saying you've got to stay underneath the stick totally, but if you see a big variance away from that stick, it's going to set an alarm bell potentially on what could be a problem in your putting.
So it's just going to help regulate a more of a consistent stroke. Obviously, the less moving around that putter does, then the more consistent we're going to get the face square as well, which is ultimately what we want.
100%. So then from here, when we hit the putt, one thing I like on this putt, we're going to go a 12-footer here now. I like to keep the putter head underneath the stick and make sure that the putter head on the way through doesn't jump up in the air. So that was a nice one. So we would see a lot of people who are really focusing on accelerating on the way through would actually hit that stick on the way up, wouldn't
Exactly, and we don't want that. We want the sort of even looking stroke. I'll line that back up for you, Pierce.
That's fine.
Hopefully that's about right there.
Thank you.
And then that just gives us an idea of really regulating the distance and the length of the stroke. I like that.
Yeah, 100%. Now, the good thing from here as well is, obviously, if I'm hitting a 50-foot putt when the putter head is going to come up a little bit more, then I can't really do this because I'm going to be hitting this every time. So all I do is I just move it to the end hinge like so. I can still work at my mechanics. I'm obviously not going for that hole there now. I'm going for about a 50-footer. I can work out and see how much my putter deviates from this alignment stick as I'm going back. Really good for calibrating and giving you knowledge about what you're doing.
Yeah, another good feedback one there, but something really simple that you spike in the ground, doesn't take any time at all. And Pierce, obviously that worked for you. You hold one as well.
I missed the other one though. I've got a tough one coming back.
So we've moved Pierce a little closer now just to give him a bit more chance of holding some putts. And we got the last training aid, the putting mirrors from Eyeline. Pierce took us through how these are going to help the guys at home.
Well, look, I mean, the main thing that we want with these is the alignment to start with. Really good for showing body alignment and putter face alignment, but also if there's any movement going on in the stroke. So we'll go through that in a moment. But again, the good thing with this is we actually got a shoulder mirror that we can actually put in as an attachment to the alignment mirror. So when I'm over the golf ball, guess what? I've had to read my putt again. It's ever so slightly from the left still, a little bit less than what it was back over there. But I've got really good red alignment lines there that can help me. I've got a black line underneath as well, which all help with my putter. Now, we said about the shoulders. Now from here, if my shoulders are open a lot, I'm going to see it. If they're closed a lot, if my forearms are out of line. Now, obviously we know that you can still putt well from here, and if the ball goes in, that's okay. But if you're missing putts to the right and you have an alignment like this, guess what? It might be worth checking that out. So from here, once I have all of this, let's just imagine if I hit a putt and I move a lot. So when I hit this putt, if I actually move, and we see these sort of positions where people move in the backswing or they open out early on the through swing, I'm going to be aware of that in that mirror. So there will be occasions when we'll get people to actually hit putts not worrying too much about the ball. Let's see what your body's doing. So actually look at the journey your body is actually taking when you're hitting these putts. And then obviously you just do a few of those and then you focus on obviously doing good putts and having good alignments.
So the great thing is really just to start with getting you sort of neutralising everything out, putter aiming in the right place, shoulders, everything working in conjunction with that putter. just balancing everything out. And if we can start from a great setup, it's just so much easier to produce a good stroke, as Pierce demonstrated there. And I think, look, any training aid that can just help us identify some of the things that are going on and really calibrate and get us in a good place to start from, it's a great thing, isn't it?
It is, and look, I mean, we've gone through a load here, whether it's these from the eye line or the putting plates or the Alignment Pro. We've got some really good training aids here which they can help you sort of hone things in and make those that skill level a little bit higher when you're hitting those putts. So look, if you are interested in any of these training aids that you've seen today, click the links in the description down below and they'll take you straight to them.
Yes, definitely. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please hit the thumbs up. It does help us reach more golfers and ultimately help them play better golf. And also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe for videos every single week. And don't forget the competition, the giveaway for the simple secrets to lower scores. Click the link in the description and go and enter now.
Absolutely. Now, if you want to improve your bunker play, why would you not want to do that? We've got more training aids. I'm talking to you, Andy.
Oh, you're talking to
Why
me?
would you not
I'm
improve
all
your
right.
bunker
I
play?
don't need any improvement on
So
my
if you want to
bunkers.
see how he improved his bunker play with training aids, you need to go to Me and My Golf Weekly, which is now live at meandmygolf.com. We're talking about getting the loft on the sand wedge when you're hitting the shots, using the bounce, and getting that strike correct when you're in the bunker.
So if you want to check that video out and improve your bunker play, hit the link in the corner right there and head over to meandmygolf.com right now, and we look forward to seeing you over there.